Emergency crews have now recovered at least 28 bodies after the tragic collision of a passenger plane and a military helicopter near Reagan National Airport. CBS News New York investigative reporter Tim McNicholas is live for us. Tim, can you explain to us where you are in relation to this scene?
Sure, Marie, and actually first I want to give you a quick update. We just got an unfortunate and tragic update from authorities. We now have heard that they've recovered at least 40 bodies at this point. You can see fire trucks and other emergency vehicles stationed behind me right here, right along the water, as first responders use this area as a kind of home base in their recovery efforts. As for the collision itself, sources tell CBS News that one air traffic controller was managing the helicopters and planes from the Reagan National Airport tower at the time of the collision. That is a job normally done by two people. The NTSB did say they will be looking into the role that air traffic control played and whether fatigue or any other factors contributed, but they do not know that to be the case right now. The National Union for Air Traffic Controllers, they say they stand by their members. They're ready to work with the Trump administration on any efforts to improve safety. Now, as for the first responders out here right now, Marie, I am told that they will be working until sundown, which is basically happening right now. They're not going to continue their efforts into the night tonight. Obviously, they will continue tomorrow, as it is believed that there are 67 bodies total to be recovered. They've recovered 40 so far, so they do have some more work to do, Marie.
Yeah, Tim, thanks for passing along that unfortunate update. You have reported extensively on the air traffic controller shortage. I'm curious how this is coloring what you've learned today.
Sure, yeah. I mean, this is a nationwide problem. Air traffic control towers, air traffic control centers all over the country, they are facing this shortage. Actually, in New York City, the shortage is hitting them especially hard. And here today, President Trump has raised concerns about this. Now, the NTSB, again, they say that they do not know a definitive cause at this point. They are going to be looking into whether that was a factor, and we'll have to stay tuned and get any updates from them, Marie.
Tim McNicholas reporting for us. Thank you so much, Tim. That midair collision leaves many hearts hurting within the ice skating community. U.S. figure skating members with ties to East Coast clubs were returning from the championships and development camp. That includes two teen skaters from the Skating Club of Boston, as well as their mothers, and two coaches also from that Boston club. Joining me now is business jet pilot and aviation expert Rob Mark to talk more about this. Rob, thanks for being with us.
Hey, thank you for inviting me.
I'm curious, just to start off with, once you heard about this crash last night, what was one of the first pieces of information that sent warning bells within you, or was a big red flag?
I think my brain said, why were these two aircraft at the same altitude in that airspace? I mean, that is the prime directive of air traffic controllers, is that no two aircraft occupy the same airspace at the same altitude at the same time.
Is there a way that this regional jet pilot, the regional jet pilots, and this helicopter pilot from the Black Hawk, I'm assuming they would not necessarily be able to talk with each other over the radio, is that right?
That's correct. They were on different frequencies, to the best of my knowledge. One pilot was on what we call UHF band, and the other pilots, the regional pilots, were on VHF band. The controller had both receivers, so he or she would be able to hear it at the same time, but the two pilots would not be able to hear each other.
And is there an onus if these two aircraft are in the same area? I would assume maybe there's more visual cues or ability to see more from the Black Hawk than the regional jet, but is there one piece of equipment that has the onus to look out for the other?
Well, there is what we call TCAS, which is the traffic collision and avoidance system. However, on some aircraft, it's inhibited when you get down too close to the ground to make sure that you don't have false, announcements. However, the regional jet was supposed to be lined up for the long runway, runway 1 at National, and at the last minute, the controller broke him off and said, no, you've got to land on 3-3, which is a shorter runway, which is what I see that those tags heading for in your video. And that would have put him on a nose-to-nose trajectory with the helicopter. Now, that wouldn't have been that big a deal, apparently, if the helicopter had been at the altitude he was supposed to be at. which I believe is 200 feet or lower. And it looks like the helicopter was up, well, the regional jet was at 350 feet when the two of them ran together. So the helicopter was definitely up there. Again, why? That's the part we don't know.
Okay, and briefly, Rob, just to finish it out, we're hearing that there was one person doing what could be a two-person job as far as air traffic control, but it sounds like from our sources that because of light traffic in that area, it seemed okay that there was one person there. Does that sound correct to you?
Sure, that's not unusual as traffic slows down for them to combine two frequencies at the same time. And I mean, to your reporter's earlier statement, I mean, controller shortage, the FAA has never been able to fix the controller shortage since 1981, since the Patco strike. They've never caught up, and that's been, I don't know how many years,
right.
40 years, 45 years.
And no questions, that's now getting some renewed attention. Rob Mark,
Sure.
An aviation expert and a business jet pilot, thank you for your insight. We appreciate your time.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.